Work stole £60,000 from me. Okay guys, let's wind it back a bit. It's not as bad as it sounds. Or is it? So I applied at this new job at this nursing home. We did the whole interview thing.
Job, please.
Sure, why not? So things were going quite well. And then it happened. So I got the email for the contract for my new job. And I was a little surprised. You see, the job that they were advertising online was actually 34 pence lower than the contract that they sent me. So I was a little suspicious, to say the least. So I tried calling them and emailing them, and eventually they did get back to me. So it felt a little bit to me like they were trying to pull a fast one. Now I know 34 pence doesn't seem like a lot of money, but let me explain why exactly it is a lot of money. So if I had signed that contract before it got fixed and that 34 pence was added on, working 33 hours a week would have made a difference of £11.22. Okay, it still doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm not finished. So that £11.22 would have added up to £48.62 over the course of a month, which would then have added up to £583.44. And that £583.44 would have been going straight into my pension because I adjust my pension to whatever I'm earning in excess to what I need. I hope that makes sense. The reason I do that is because the government won't charge me tax on anything that I put straight into my pension. So it's a way that we can both help each other because I am supporting myself in the future and the government is giving me more of my money in the future. So it works out unless I save up too much and then they just charge me for taking it out later. So we can't all win. So I did a little bit of research online. The average growth of UK pensions over the last 10 years has been 6.5%. And with the power of the internet, I went online and found a compound interest calculator. I punched in all the numbers I've been telling you, and it turns out if I wanted to retire at the age of 60, that little 34 insignificant pence an hour placed straight into my pension fund, growing at an average of 6.5% every year, would add up to £63,195.33. So I've stood up for myself that day, and by doing that, at least for the foreseeable future, I have assured myself an extra £60,000 for old James. And I really wanted to tell this story today because I know there are people out there that will have seen these little mistakes. But I say get the numbers and get the facts and go back to them and look them dead in the eye and say, why are you stealing this much money from me? It's become this ugly thing that people don't want to ask for pay rises. They don't want to seem cheeky or cocky. I just think it's a big issue that needs to be addressed. Now I understand if you're like me, putting yourself in those type of situations can be very stressful. You never know what to say. People aren't taught to argue what should be theirs. Some people can start out on good wages, but then as the minimum wage comes up and theirs doesn't adjust, eventually they just end up at the same level anyway. My best advice is to use the numbers. If you talk to your boss and present them with logical numbers like I did, then greed doesn't seem like a factor anymore. You're just showing what is fair in the world. Because every year the minimum wage goes up by so much, shouldn't your wage go up by at least the same percentage? That's the simplest argument I can put forward. They still might say no, but at least you can walk out of there not feeling greedy. Your conscience is clear and you can always look for another job that will offer you that money. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel Developism. And also I just want to apologize if this has been bothering you this entire time. I did nick myself shaving this morning, but it was only to look good for you. But anyway, it would be great if you could drop me a like before leaving, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.